What is going on, guys? SpiLLi in here today to bring you a new review. Might start off by asking yourself, SpiLLi, why are you doing a review of a Xbox controller? Everything else you've done has been of PlayStation controllers. Well, there's a good answer for that. So yeah, I do mainly play on PlayStation. I mean, as you can see, I have a recently bought SCUF Vantage 2. Which I've been using for the majority of my Modern Warfare experience. That being said, I think that there are some issues with it. I'll make another video kind of going over it. I can't tell if it's a dead zone issue or if it's just that the stick is like it's very loose. Like almost Astro C40 loose, so it's like, it's just kind of hard to aim with. I mean, consistently. It's okay. Like, I've been okay with it, but I definitely feel better when I'm playing with a different controller. So that being said, I did want to pick up the Elite controller too. And back to your question of why are you getting an Elite controller too? You play on a PlayStation. So that in comes this little guy. Well, you probably may or may not know what this is. This is a Cronus Max Plus. So basically what this little guy can do is take our input from our Xbox controller. You could even potentially put a keyboard and mouse on here, I think. But most people, I think, use that XIM or ZIM, I don't know how you say it. But I don't really play keyboard and mouse on a console or anything like that. It just seems a little unfair to me. But yep, so I don't do that. But yeah, this little guy can take the input from an Xbox controller and change it to a PlayStation controller input. That being said, you do miss out on a couple things, like you won't be able to turn on the console with your controller. I don't believe the touchpad works on that. There might be a way around it, basically this little piece right here, which that might be kind of annoying. I have used my Xbox 360 SCUF a little bit on my PlayStation 4. That's why I had the Cronus Max initially. But yeah, let's get right into it. Let's go ahead and, this is an unboxing actually, because I figured if, since I got it, I'd actually do the unboxing of it. Just because, geez, I mean, the quality and stuff like that of these Elite controllers just seems kind of really second to none. I would say even like the Astro C40 would maybe be like the closest. The Vantage feels very quality. It feels very solid. That being said, like I said, it seems like there might not be something inside of the dead zone set correctly, even though I've calibrated the dead zones through their software. And that being said, like I said, this is just very loose to me. Even more, considerably more than the stock PS4 controller, which a lot of competitive players do not like as is because they say it's very loose. But yeah, let's get right into it. Xbox Elite Controller Series 2. Did I miss one at the bottom? I did. We missed one at the bottom, friends. Okay. So let's open her up. Come. There we go. Once again, kind of like the SCUF Vantage here, it does come with a carrying case. I don't really carry mine anywhere, so it's probably not necessary, but it is cool and it is a neat thing to have for those people that will be carrying it somewhere. So yeah, let's go ahead and open it up. And I think the cool thing about this carrying case is it actually comes with slots to fit everything that's in there. So that's pretty neat, I think. So just taking it out of the thing here, yeah, I mean, it feels quality. Man, this thing it feels nice. As you can see here, it's kind of, they went with a little bit more different color scheme. It's actually a little bit more blacked out. The initial one had more of a silver look. This has kind of a gunmetal to it. Some of the big changes they did make, as you can see here, this is kind of a textured grip to it, which I like. I think it gives it a nice feel. Another big change that they did make to it is the paddles are considerably smaller. That is one I actually kind of like that. I think it fits on the hands a little bit better. I did have the Elite Controller Series 1, so it does feel nice. Another big change would be that I think this has to be done in the software. Well, actually, I can do it for you. So you see here, these are the trigger stops. There's actually 3 different zones now that you can go to customize your trigger stops. There's the zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3, and that depends on how far you need to press down your trigger. So let's kind of take a look at that. So let's go, we'll go to zone 1, and yep, it's a little bit less. As you can see here, you don't have to pull it as much. Then zone 3, you get, wow, there's literally almost no movement there. So, you know, same thing with this one, zone 3, basically no movement. Just enough to actuate the triggers, which FPS players will probably like. It does come with the rocker installed already instead of the D-pad, but it does come with a D-pad. And I would say the biggest change to this controller, and probably one that is the most welcome change, is you can adjust the thumbstick tension. And to do that, it comes with this little key right here. It's a little key that will come in here. And you would pop off the controller, and then there's a little screw inside of there that you will turn one of the ways depending on if you want to tighten it or loosen it. And that will actually adjust the thumbstick tension inside of the controller. I plan on adjusting mine to be a little bit more stiff, because that's just how I like to play, on the right stick only, because I don't mind, my movement doesn't suffer from it, but when you're aiming, that's what suffers from slightly lower, you know, thumbstick tension. That being said, all in all, I mean, this controller really just feels great. It does come with some extra little stuff in here. Let me get it out for you guys to see. Let's take out this stuff here. So here's the extras that it comes with. Comes with a, I think that might be lower, that or it's the same height maybe. Yeah, but slightly different looking thumbstick for one of the thumbsticks there. A much higher thumbstick that can go on your controller. And then what's cool about these is they're all magnetic and they're very easy to do, but they don't feel bad, they don't feel loose when they're on the controller. So literally all you need to do, it's done, good to go, already on there. So, you know, those of you, the guys that like control freaks, things like that, you might not even need to use them. Some people still use the control freaks on there. Another thing is that you have the domed thumbstick here. This one's actually a little bit different than the initial one that came with the first Elite. This one has some texture to it, which kind of gives it a nice feel. It's very grippy, so that's nice. And then a secondary of the small one here. I think it's basically just maybe a slightly different shape than the traditional Xbox controller thumbstick. It kind of has a little bit more surface area, so people might like that. And then, like I said, it does come with the actual D-pad. So yeah, all in all, it feels very quality. There is software you get on your computer to customize this how you want it. Another thing is that people probably would want to see is these press in very nicely, very easily. They're easy to press, but they have a nice feel to it, a nice tactile feel to it. I mean, yeah, they feel really great. Like I said, I haven't used it in game yet, obviously, I just unboxed it for you guys, but it's hard for me to say, even now, unless there are some sort of catastrophic problems with the software, with the gameplay, if there's some sort of weird dead zone issues or something like that, it's really hard for me to say that this isn't easily the best Pro controller out right now, or Elite controller, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it just feels quality compared to everything else. I mean, like I said, the Scuff feels nice, doesn't feel as good as this. The Astro feels nice, doesn't feel as good as this. But yeah, I mean, this is just, Xbox just does it different. You know, everybody's on PlayStation right now. They had the better generation probably pretty easily, but man, Xbox has been quality lately, and this is really no different. So yeah, if you're looking for a Pro controller for your Xbox or even your PS4, if you want to get the Cronus Max and don't mind those slight little negatives, yeah, I would say that I highly recommend this controller. It's you know, like I said, if there is some sort of catastrophic issues, I'll definitely let you guys know. But all in all, there it is. It's the probably the best Pro controller out right now.